G'day crew, this is Zoe the Video Confidence Coach here, welcoming you to today's podcast sample. Yes, today we're switching it up again with a sample from a recent interview we had with Mark Randall of the World Heart of Connection podcast. This episode is episode 68 and the title is Connecting to the Social Media Pendulum. A conversation with yours truly. Make sure you check out the rest of the episode as we're only going to have a 5-minute sample here ready for your viewing and listening pleasure. You can check out all the details in the description below.
So Zoe, in terms of connection, what does connection to you mean? How, when we talk about connection, it's a pretty important concept in the world, so they say.
Yeah, connection to me, usually you default into the definition of what it actually means, but to me it feels like reaction and actually understanding people on a human level, not just as what they do or what they say, actually reacting to them as a human. Like, for example, one thing that's always been commented about in my friends and my family and a lot of my clients is that I make them laugh because, well, then what type of connection is there other than laughter? Because that's...
So Zoe, in terms of connection, what does connection to you mean? How, when we talk about connection, it's a pretty important concept in the world, so they say.
Yeah, connection to me, usually you default into the definition of what it actually means, but to me it feels like reaction and actually understanding people on a human level, not just as what they do or what they say, actually reacting to them as a human. Like, for example, one thing that's always been commented about in my friends and my family and a lot of my clients is that I make them laugh because, well, then what type of connection is there other than laughter? Because that's a universal trope of everyone understands when someone's laughing, something's funny. So then you got to have some fun.
Is that a way to connect?
Definitely. Bringing people to a level where they can feel open enough to start laughing or actually have a genuine smile on their face, like you can see it in their eyes, in the crow's feet in their eyes when they're actually smiling. That's a deep connection as opposed to just smiling or just being like, ha ha ha. That was a fake laugh, by the way. And that one was a real one.
The opposite to obviously laughter is crying, the other side of the emotional scale. How do you connect to that side of life? What happens to you when you sometimes we unfortunately need to connect to that side of ourselves. How do you manage that process in yourself, and do you try to bring it back to laughter? What's your balance?
Well, I don't like to admit it, but I don't exactly have a process. I've always been taught since I was young to be tough, to be strong, is to show no emotion. Secondary to that was positive emotions, or what we quote-unquote to believe as positive emotions. All humans' emotions are valid. There's no such thing as a positive or a negative emotion. It's just what's happening at the time. And being able to frame my mindset into that ideal of, okay, I'm really sad and I'm crying right now, but that's not inherently a negative thing. It's a positive thing that, okay, I'm experiencing this, it's going through me, and it's only in, say, the past 3 to 4 months that I've been able to actually experience crying or sadness or actually come to terms with my depression or anything of those other aspects, or my bipolar disorder, to understand that, okay, this is breathing, this is normal, let it wash over you, and then get to a state of connection where you're able to open up to other people and actually accept what they're bringing to you, as opposed to just being like, okay, here's my wall, you're not allowed on this side, I'm allowed on my side, you stay on your side.
What's it like on your side of the wall when you do have that?
I'd like to say it's pretty, but it's not. Grass is greener on the other side, because when everything on your side is quote unquote falling apart, it's actually not, but you're mentally perceiving that it's falling apart. Everything looks kind of gloomy, and then once you get I hate to use the term get over it, but once you recover from that state of being, to be able to be at a level where, okay, I feel okay, or I feel better than I was before, so I'm ready to take down that brick wall, brick by brick, and actually start facing, other people, or starting to face through the day.
Is that coming to a space of acceptance of your vulnerability when you're doing that?
Oh, definitely. There was so many years that the idea of being vulnerable in front of someone or around someone, that was fear-inducing. That was like butterflies in your about to burst out of your stomach. The idea of being vulnerable in front of someone is like, oh no, you can see I'm weak. Oh no, you can hurt me, even though, why would you do that? But that's the mentality and the thought of, I can't be I'm vulnerable in front of someone because they could hurt me.
Which is really interesting, because the video coaching, which is exposing yourself in front of lots of people via video, which is counterintuitive in a way. How does that?
Counterintuitive.
How does that work?
Well,